Hey, it's Bernadette. Welcome. It's November 1st, and I haven't done an energy update in a while. But today is an extremely interesting day. So I thought I'd pop on and check on y'all and talk about what's going on and give you some tips and maybe answer some questions as to how you can handle the next few days because the energy is absolutely affecting everybody. Um, yeah, let's see who's here. So say hello when you get here. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube right now. Accounts finally rolling in. I am feel like I've been rolled. Do you feel like you've been rolled today, like energetically? I just sent out an email saying I woke up this morning feeling like I woke up in an altered reality and it wasn't a good one. And it's been like that. Hi, Pahoa. How are you? Say hello when you guys get here. Um, hi, Judy. How are you? It's good to see you guys. So, how are you feeling today? How are you handling all of this? Hello, Miss Brenda. How are you? Moving in slow motion today. Interesting. Today's been intense in a bad way. Yes, I know. Oh my God, felt like I lived an entire year in a single day, which is why I am here. I've been sort of battling back and forth. Do I go on live? What do do I want to? Do I not want to? You're taking a walk. Good for you. You're doing the right thing. Crabby, frustrated, overwhelmed. So, all of that is what's going on today. That's the energy as it's peaking. And it's not been a fun day. Energetically, it's just not been a fun day. So I hadn't been tracking the astrology. I just have not had time. I've been so overwhelmed with projects we're working on and things we've been doing. I haven't been able to respond to a bunch of emails that have been in my inbox for the last couple of weeks. October was a crazy month of in and of itself, but today, November 1st, we got a moon square Saturn, and it's going to be affecting everybody for the next 3 days, 3 to 4 days. About November 5th, things will start to shift. But for those of you who are sensitive, I was able to recover quite well and quite easily once I shook myself out of the sort of mass consciousness and pushed myself up and expand my energy. And then I got a whole lot done today and thankfully was able to refocus again. But yeah, the energies were slamming in and hitting hard, and they still are. Like out on the roadway, people are really, I mean, I got cut off 3 times in a span of like a 5 minute drive. Not on the freeway either, side roads. Kelly Marie saying, hi, I'm feeling drained, somewhat moody, short tempered, just ready for bed. I hear ya. If that's you, then you need to do some emotional, energetic hygiene today and really make sure that you're detaching from other people's feelings. Hi, Brooke. Um, and that you are recognizing what's yours and what's not, right? Like I woke up late. I didn't sleep much last night. Like the energy was slamming in hard and heavy last night, so I didn't get much sleep. And when I did finally get up, it just felt so altered. It took me a good hour to 2 hours to be like, okay, here I am in the kitchen making coffee. All right. And literally didn't even take a shower until like 12 o'clock today because time just whipped on by. And that's the other part. Hi, Bernie Rock. How are you? That's the other part of this is time is just both yesterday and today super moving super fast. Like whoever it was, Nicole was saying she feels like she lived an entire year in a day. It's been like that. Like the energy's just been incredibly intense. So if you're sensitive and you're not plugged into higher consciousness, you're plugged into sort of mass consciousness, you might be getting rolled by the energies. And I'm not saying that I wasn't. I was this morning until I realized what was happening and pulled myself up and out of it. Super easy, especially when you roll out of bed late, like I did this morning, and I did not do my normal morning routine. smack myself in the head. Bernadette, you know better. I did not shield up before my feet hit the floor because I had to go to the bathroom. And then I went down to let the dogs out. And my dad he woke up 2 hours late. My son-in-law, like 8:30 in the morning, I got out of bed. My son-in-law's car is still in the driveway. And I'm like, he should have left like an hour ago. So I know it wasn't just me, but like I said, it was such an altered reality for a minute there. And maybe because last night was Halloween, it felt like a Saturday, right? It felt like a weekend. But I knew that it wasn't. Like, no, it's Tuesday. This is not Saturday. You got to pull it together. So because I didn't do my normal stuff, the day just started off kilter until I pulled it all back and went through my normal routine, meditated, did a quickie meditation, not my full meditation this morning, shielded up, took a shower, got myself dressed, sat down, started talking to spirit and was like, okay. And then the calls started coming in from clients that are like, what is going on? Like, oh my God. So, and here's what's interesting. We have an eclipse coming on the 8th on election day here in the US. That day, astrologically, and I'm not getting into the astrology tonight. Y'all can go check on YouTube. There's enough people doing astrology. I'm just not going to waste my time doing that stuff. But it's going to be pretty amped out. So we have a few days of this, and I'm telling you right now, it's up to you to not get sucked down into all the fear stuff. And there's a lot of fear stuff being pumped out into the media. Hi, Carolyn. Last night was rough. Couldn't fall asleep. Then my cat woke me up screaming meow twice. Couldn't get back to sleep until 4. Finally fell asleep, had a bad dream. Started my, all right. Well, yeah. So here's what I will tell you about what this energy can be positively, intentionally, consciously used for. It's not like the universe is just messing with everyone and going, here, have some chaos and overwhelm and frustration. That is not what's happening. These energies are set up and, should be prepared for them because we are in such a pivotal time right now, like no other time in history. But right now, with the moon square Saturn, this is bringing up a lot of stuff. I did my monthly forecast for my Hidden Wisdom group, which is the monthly membership. If you guys want to join that, that's super affordable. You can go in there. I do a monthly forecast and a monthly tarot reading and forecast for them. And then we do monthly coaching, one coaching session a month. And there's a lot of material already in there, right? Lots of teaching, lots of tools to use in there. So you are welcome to join that. Just go to my website, hit on classes and the link to join. Hidden Wisdom is there. You get instant access. Join our Facebook group where I do it live and then it gets put up on the website. But interesting because the monthly forecast, not having any idea what was going on astrologically until after I did it. The stuff that came up for the group and all of it was right on par with what's going on astrologically. So the one thing I will tell you, all of you should be prepared for is things you have not settled within your mind, within your emotion, things that you've wrestled with and you thought you've dealt with it, but you really truly haven't fully processed. It's coming back up this month. And it's happening on a global scale. It's happening in politics. It's happening in every region of the world. But on a personal level, it will bring up stuff for you. And you may feel like, well, I thought I already healed that, right? You can very well heal the emotions of a thing and even shift your perspective of a thing, but not necessarily cleared, released, and reprogrammed the belief of a thing. So that's what is happening right now. Anywhere you have internal conflict, internal turmoil that is holding you back, it's going to come up for you to address it. This isn't to punish you. This isn't so you're just feeling the squeeze of life. That is not what this is about. This is so that you can get to your next level. This is so that you can grow, you can evolve, you can develop your own authenticity, your own authority. That's the one thing I will tell you. You probably see me do some videos, and I may do them on live stream. I'm not sure yet, because there's a common theme happening right now with the people that I'm talking to, clients I'm working with, whether they're in my programs or I'm doing one-on-one. There's a common theme happening right now. And that is, there's a lot of false teachers being revealed. And that's part of this energy, right? This month, Uranus is big player in the energy. Saturn, big player in the energy. What's Saturn? Saturn is the taskmaster, the authority. It's the lessons. It's really here to kind of shape us into being our best. And we're not living at our best. You know, the mass out there aren't living at their best. I can't even say that 100% of the time I'm working at my best, because I know I can do better. Always can do better. There's still more to learn. There's still more to get through, right? I still have ego that kicks in, and that's the thing that's being exposed right now is ego, people's egos. So up to you to deal with your emotions, up to you to become the loudest energy and not get rolled over by these energies, up to you to have the tools, the knowledge, the wisdom, there goes the dogs, of how to bring yourself back up. You can't expect something outside of you to save you. There's no one coming for you, right? Like the aliens aren't coming. Sorry to tell you, like the angels aren't going to swoop in and save you. You need to save yourself. You are here to remember the power and authority you have within you to lift yourself up. The thing that I keep seeing, though, is all of this really deceptive teaching, manipulative stuff, bullying, and just a whole lot of dysfunction happening online, and it's all coming into the light now. So use your discernment, super important, especially now, whether you're going to the polls to vote or you're trying to figure out what to read, what to study. Pay attention, feel into it. And if you are like backing away from something, that is your sign. If you're feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, if you're feeling scattered, take some time to ground your energy, to breathe, and really to refocus, not on how do I feel because the outside world's pushing in. What do I choose? We have one freedom on this planet, and that is the freedom to choose. One freedom. You get to choose. That law of choice, the power of choice, is your power. Are you going to choose love? Are you going to choose fear? Are you going to fight? Or are you going to make peace? What you going to do? That is your power. That's a power we all have. You don't have to deserve it. You don't need to prove that you're worthy. Everybody has a choice. So what are you choosing? That's super important right now to stay on top of it. What are my favorite ways to ground? I am barefoot almost all the time. That's part of it. But meditation and breathing is my way to ground, right? And I literally embody, get into my body, right? Get into my body and stay grounded in the third dimension. And I don't try to float all out there, all willy-nilly, trying to connect to things that I don't necessarily know where it's coming from. I don't like being in Delusionville, and there's a lot coming up with Neptune this month. Delusions, illusions. Yes, Neptune rules the psychic and the dream world, but there's going to be aspects this month that bring into being the potential to get sidetracked, to get wiped out with distractions, and maybe I should chase this teacher. Like, get your stuff rooted in. November, this month, this is a time to root into what do I know? Who am I? Right? Not what do I know head knowledge. What do I know in my heart? Out of your head into your heart. That is where we're heading. We're trying to do this huge shift and evolution of the human species. Stop thinking that your logical brain, your analytics is going to guide you. You have a consciousness, a wisdom that resides within your heart that is more accurate and more powerful than you can even imagine and will never steer you wrong if you learn to listen to its still small voice. If you learn to read how your body feels instead of just pushing through, well, I have an agenda and I have to do this and I have no. Slow down. When that happens, we tend to want to force our way through things. That is not the place to be right now. Not forcing. This is step back. Just step back. When you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, scattered, you want to quickly pull it together and plow through something. You should be doing the opposite. You should be doing exactly the opposite and just take a step back. Breathe. That's how I ground. That's how I get back a hold of myself, is I breathe and I go into meditation. Hi, Lavette. Good to see you. Right? I journal. I sit outside. I spend a lot of time outside, a lot. Like first thing in the morning, I'm with my coffee with the dogs outside. And because I'm outside so much, I tend to stay pretty grounded. Um, and yeah, there's different ways to ground. It doesn't matter what Bernadette's favorite practice of grounding is. It really doesn't, because what works for me may not work for you. What's important is you come up with your own way to ground. Hi, Cartomancy over on YouTube. Okay. Just like I can't tell you the best meditation to do. For me, I don't try to go anywhere. I used to all the time do guided meditations and try to go places. And now it's just no, get a hold of your mind and calm it down. Quiet it. The quieter you can make it, the more in tune you are with your heart. How you get there is entirely up to you. You need to do a walking meditation, do that. You need to do a sitting meditation so that you can really quiet it down and still all the movement, do that. But don't do nothing. Don't just accept it as, oh, today's a crappy day, and then start telling a story around that, because that very belief is going to create for you more of a crappy day. And while there is no denying that things are in flux and going wild and crazy, and people are reacting unconsciously to the energy and to the way things are right now and all the changes we want to see happen on this planet, our responsibility is to how we handle things. How are you showing up? That's the most important thing right now. So, like I said, in the upcoming weeks, I probably will do some videos, share some videos about discernment. I'm not going to call other teachings out, although there's been a lot of talk in my circles, my private groups, about Reiki, and lots of things coming out about Reiki, which I'm not a Reiki practitioner, never trained for it, not something I use, not something I've ever resonated with. And there's lots of, y'all can search that on your own. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But I'm not here to call anybody out, except to say, when I see their teachings are misleading people and really screwing people up, and I mean screwing people up, someone that I'm working with, and a dear friend who's been going through a lot because something was opened up that never should have been. And it's been messing with her, right? If you guys need help with that, you can always email me and set an appointment with me, and we'll handle it. It doesn't take that much, not to get through it and to shift. Sometimes we just need reminders. But the best thing I can offer you, which is funny, the end of October, I scheduled the Empath Masterclass for November 12th, which is a week from Saturday. We're doing it in the morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, so that anyone and everyone can attend live if they want. And if you can't be there live, there's a replay. Right now, I have it on special. You save $50 if you enroll before this coming Saturday, the 5th, for $97. We're doing the Empath Masterclass live. I'm adding information in based on what everybody's telling me, surveys we did from the last one. And I haven't done a live empath class since either 2017 or 18, I think, was the last time we did it. Might have been 19. I don't know, but it's been a few years. And I can tell you I'm not going to do another one anytime soon. Like the empath class, that you'll be able to buy the replay, but I'm not going to do another live one. We are going to have a hot seat Q&A round where you can ask me your questions as well. You will learn a ton, stuff that you will not learn anywhere else. The stuff that I teach in the empath class is not stuff that other people are teaching. They just don't. I don't know why. Maybe they don't know. I don't know. Um, I do know that it's the stuff that Spirit taught me and how to control my empathic gifts so that I wasn't bowled over by every single energy on the planet. So Reiki's changing. Many are not keeping up. Well, yeah, it's not something I've ever resonated to. I do my own healing modality. But there's a lot going on out there in the spiritual communities, the healing communities. Watch it. Not everyone's of the light. They may sound like they are, they may act like they are behind the scenes, not so much. And if you have any like dissonance in your resonating frequencies, trust it. Step back. Like, yeah, that's not for me, right? Trust it. Your intuition will guide you, and what's right for me may not be right for you, and that's cool. Click away. Like, I'm not here to make you believe a certain thing. I mean, more than anything, I like to get you all into unlimited thinking and unlimited beliefs, not the limiting ones. But there is light and there is dark. Y'all know that. That's why we have freedom of choice. You get to choose which path you take, right? That's why we have duality on this planet. And to pretend that one doesn't exist, which is what happens with a lot of teachers and healers, they don't want to talk about the negative stuff, the dark stuff, the attack stuff. I do not shy away from it because it's been a part of my journey and it doesn't scare me. It's fairly easy to take care of with the knowledge and the power that I walk in. And it's not mine, it's source energy. It's very interesting because my one friend was sharing something with me that was shared with her about sacrifice and suffering and how you got to do this and got to do that. And, you know, if you are getting messages or you are hearing, hi, Kina, you are hearing teachings about you have to suffer, you have to sacrifice to fulfill your purpose, that is not coming from the light. You should never have to. That's not coming from love. And if it's not coming from love, it's not anything you want to follow, right? Pay attention, because there is a lot going on out there that is not true. And a lot of people are getting messages that aren't coming from the light, and it's confusing them. And again, confusion's not from your creator. In absolute 100% unconditional love, not human love, love from the creator, there's no confusion. There's no second guessing. It's a pure resonance. It's not hyper emotional. It's not hyper exciting, right? It just is. Just is. Plain and simple, just is. Very neutral. That's how you know the difference. And when something starts to tell me, oh, you need to this and you need to that and you need to, no, I don't. Nowhere, anywhere in my belief system, since I've cleared all the religious programming out, gotten rid of all the shame and guilt, have I ever heard that I need to do this and do that to sacrifice and suffer. There's always rewards, of course, when I follow what I'm supposed to do and what's in my highest good. There's always lessons when I do things that are not in my highest good. But ultimately, it all works out for me because they're lessons. They help me grow. But I don't have to do anything. I could walk away from this job any day of the week. And I've been doing it now for over 2 decades. Doesn't mean I'm going to have to sacrifice or suffer. Right? I hope this is making sense. Is this helping you guys? So thankful for your light and the light of people in Charm Life and Burning Gold. Yeah. Charm Life's powerful. And we just updated the whole thing or reorganized the whole thing, put new lessons in, and we are opening up for enrollment again. We just had a new member enroll and join us yesterday. So if that is something you're interested in, you guys have been hearing me talk about Charm Life for the last 8 years, get in touch with me and we'll set up a call and go over what it can do for you and whether or not you're right for the program. Okay? Only committed people. That's who I take into Charm Life. But everyone and anyone, even if you took the previous Empath Masterclass, you're welcome to take it again. Someone asked me if it would be useful information. Because I never know what's going to come through, it's always useful information. I'm going to teach the basics of what I taught before, but I'm definitely adding on to that information. One of the things a lot of people wanted to know about was the narcissist thing, because narcissists and empaths go hand in hand. They wanted me to teach more on that So that will probably be included in the empath training. Whether or not I teach it live or I include some of my previous teachings on it, it's really all still energy, right? What are narcissists? So if you've never heard me say this, because you haven't been following me that long, let me be clear about this. Narcissists, some narcissists, but most of them have an injury, have a trauma, and they shut off their emotions and they don't feel anything. And then you start to get into the psychopath, the sociopath. Nobody's born. I don't believe that anybody's born evil. I really believe it is programming and trauma that creates these reactions in people to where they just shut off their emotions, and that enables them to survive, but they never heal it. So it just stays shut down, right? They don't feel remorse. They don't feel guilt. And for a number of years now, it seems like those who are dishonest and manipulative have been profiting greatly on the backs of everybody else. It's not going to hold like that. Like, that's all coming unraveled now. And you need to take your authority back. They are not stronger than empaths. They are not stronger than any average human being. Honestly, they're not. All the information about them to expose them so that people would understand what that is has come out. Now it's up to you to discern, who am I dealing with? And for those of you who are sensitive, we're going to talk a lot in the empath class about this thing of thinking that you need to save anybody. You don't need to save anybody. So we'll talk more about that then, because that's part of why people take on the emotions and don't discharge them right away. That drives you crazy as an empath. How do I know? Because it took me getting to the point where I didn't want to leave my house. And I hated going out in the car because it was so overwhelming to me, and literally made me feel like I had no control over anything. What I want to do is put you back in the power seat of your own life, so that while you will still feel some of the energies, they're not going to be intense and they won't bowl you over once you get a hold of them. But it takes practice and learning. And some people have fear about that. Oh, but if I quiet down these things, how am I going to identify it? Being an empath, being empathic is a way to describe your level of sensitivity, but it isn't who you are. It's not who you are. If you identify clearly with that, you will hold on to the negative aspect of that gift and never reach the blessing that it's meant to be. I want to get you guys into the blessing part, especially with the way this month's going. I mean, seriously, 2 more days past today of this energy. Fun times. And then things mellow out for a couple of days. And then on the 8th, we have a rush of energy, and expect the unexpected, explosive stuff going on, deceptions. Moving to the end of this month, I really feel like this is going to be a doozy. So I don't want to overwhelm you guys with information. I want to tell you, though, do your emotional hygiene, do your energetic hygiene. Make sure you're identifying whose energy is this, whose emotions are that. Where am I plugged in? Where am I plugged in? Am I plugged into lower level consciousness? Am I on the street level, or am I raising myself up to the penthouse? Plugged into higher level consciousness, which is where you should be residing. And that's where you have control of everything. How do you get there? Get the ego to stop. Control your ego. So I teach so much on the ego. That is exactly what stops you from making clean, clear connection to the source of who you are, to your life force. All right. I hope you guys will share this out onto the Facebook world, the YouTube world. Share it with your friends, share it with your families. Valkyrie and I have been going through old videos, and we are repurposing content, including some clips from coaching that I've done in Charm Life recently, but we're not releasing much of it. Just so y'all know, like, you'll see excerpts of small teachings that will get a point across, and you're not going to see the full thing because you'll take it out of context. You don't have the full context, and that's a deep stuff, and it takes some moving the ego out of the way to even receive a lot of it. So we are going back through our videos from the last several years that I've done on live stream and putting them back up and retitling them. But what's interesting is we're looking before Facebook completely changed to Meta, and before, when they were making all the algorithm changes, we used to get 1,000 views on our videos. And now now it's like maybe 100 tops, because Facebook floored um, the views from my own audience. They want me to pay for people to be able to see them, which is just weird. But I'm bound and determined to beat the algorithm. So we are doing things slightly different. And we are testing some things and playing with things. We're putting a lot of content up on YouTube, on TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, Bernadette Gold over there. And yeah, stay in touch, because we are getting our content rolling again. I don't have time to do live streams all the time. I just don't. I have a full schedule. And I want to be here to assist y'all. So if you want me to answer questions, your best bet is to send me an email. Send me an email, Bernadette@BernadetteGold.com, and say, here's a question. Just put hashtag AskB, and then I'll know it's for video, and I'll create a video around it, or I'll find one that I've done that answers that question. I have literally done thousands of videos, and we have thousands of video content that we can pull from and put up for you, whether it was in one of my coaching sessions or in one of my programs or one of my lives, and we can answer those questions, but we need to know what they are. All right. We're trying to help everybody, and Mandy needs help knowing what you all want to know, because she's the one that's helping with redoing the videos, editing the videos, and putting them back up for me. Like I said, I'm one person. So yeah, but y'all can help. Share it, spread it around. If you see the post, give it a thumbs up, like it, right? That would be greatly appreciated, because that's the only way. The more likes we get on a video, the more comments we get, the more shares we get, the more Facebook goes, oh, it's relevant. Let me finally let it loose to the rest of her audience. Okay, thanks, Facebook. So I need your participation. I'm asking from the bottom of my heart to please participate if you want to see this stuff go up. Otherwise, we're just going to put our money and time into ads and go after a new audience and not come on and post all this content. Like, that's our other way of doing it. Just to be completely transparent with y'all. Like, seriously, because I've talked to a couple marketing agencies, and I'm working with one now, and questioning whether or not we need to do all this content, or do we just run ads, right? Like everybody else. And I really don't want it to go that way. I love that I've built my business for the last 22 years organically. And while I do have to run some ads, followers like you that have been following me for a long time can help us beat the Facebook AI algorithm. And that's all it is we're trying to kick into the new algorithm, the new AI stuff. So y'all are doing an incredible job. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Carolyn. You're welcome. I'll see you guys later. Go ground. Make sure that you cut your energy from anyone else's that's been affecting you, and know if you're not liking how it's feeling down here, and the frustration, the overwhelm, the scattered, all you got to do is push your energy up. If you're not sure how to do such a thing, get into the Empath Masterclass. I will be teaching that during the class. I'll take you guys through a couple little exercises that will quickly get you reconnected. All right. Very cool. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.